Welcome to the channel. Today we are in Berea, Ohio, and we're at the Adams Street Cemetery. And we're going to fix to go in here and see what we can find. I had to unlock them. They keep it locked here to keep the cemetery protected because of the old stones, they said. So let's see what we got in here in Berea, Ohio. It's a good looking stone. Pretty good size. Looks like he died in 1874. And then it looks like his wife died in 1893. Very awesome. Here's our next one. Good looking stone. I don't know if you can read anything on it. This one died in, looks like 1872. Very cool. We got a little one down here. I don't think it's going to have any writing on it where we can read. Nope. That's all right. We'll move on. Looks like quite a bit to see. So we'll go right here and see what this says. This is dedicated to the veterans who served, lived, and died for their country. Very cool. And they got a flag here for them. There's Glory, flying in the air like she should. Very awesome. We got a private, William Carmen. He died in 1890. This one, guys, it's a little hard to see. I don't know if you can tell it on there or not. Here we got Hannah. Looks like she died in 1863. You got Henry. He died in 1869. You got H. Carmen. He died in I want to say 69, but I'm not sure on that one. And that's all that's on that stone. That's a good looking stone. Next, you got a private James Carmen. Died in 1884. That's going to be Civil War. And here you goes the flag again, of course. Then they've got stones down here set up with different things on them, as you can see. Right here. Very cool. That's for the Air Force. This one's for the Army. Very cool. All right, guys, we're going to move on. Here we've got one that's broken and been put back together, but you can't read it. We'll move on. Here's another one that's going to be hard to read. It looks like 1883. And I think the name is Marcus or something like that. Here's an old one, guys. I ain't seen too many like this one. Yeah, it's broken. You can't read it. The writing would have been right in there. If you see them ridges, that was the writing. All right, guys. Let's see. I got another little one here. We're trying to look, see where the writing might be. I think it's right in there, guys, but you can't read that one. That's all right. We'll move on. This is not a real big cemetery, and it's right in there, guys. Some of it's going to be hard to see. Here's another military, and you can't read who it is on either one of them. All right, let's move on. Here we got one that died in 1884 or 89. I'm not sure exactly. And then another one looks like they 1820 here. Somebody else died in 1820. Here's an old one. Look at that one, old one, guys. The writing would have been in there, right there. Just a little bit of writing. And a little bit right in here. But you can't see it now. Very good looking stone, though. Here's one that's broke. Somebody has tried to fix it, but it still didn't stay, and you ain't gonna be able to read it either, even after I lean it back. I'm gonna go easy with it so I don't break the rest of it. Looks like a lot of these is unreadable. Yeah, this is gonna be another one you ain't gonna be able to read, I don't think. It's not legible. There's another one that's broke and been fixed. Somebody took the time to fix them, but as they was fixing them, they wiped out half the information with the overlapping the mud. But they tried. We'll give them that. Here's a nice one. Nice big stone. Looks like Martha died in 1875. I'd be afraid to say on Clara. And Rogers died in 1871, right here. And somebody else died in 1861, and that was James. Very cool. All right, guys, we're gonna move on. Here we have one that died in 1880, and then Linda, she died in 1875. You have another one that died in 1888, and George died in 1880, and then the son of John died in 1886, I want to say. Very cool. Here's one that's been removed, but it was a marker at one time. Let's go this way. We'll get these few. Very cool though, guys. It's not a real big cemetery, but it does look like it has some old graves. We're going to be down in there, Jeffrey. We're going to look through all these first. So I don't know how long it'll be. Yeah, they're not going to be able to read that one. We're not going to waste time on them too much when we can't read them. I'll get this side of the tree and then I'll get the other side. Oh, I figured you'd be able to read this one. Nope, can't read it either. They wore the writing off of them. That's all right. We'll keep looking. And this says, even as the night darkens, the green earth and the wheels turn. Death follows birth. Strive as you sleep with every breath, that you may awake past day, past death. Very cool. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, guys, we're going to move on. We have one here that says Catherine, I think. And then there's something on this one. I can't tell what it says. Then we have one that died in 1960. Then we have Harry. He was in World War I, and he died in 1946. Here we have another broken one, and it's going to be, the date's going to be right where it broke off, more than likely. So when you look over here, you're not going to see it. That's a shame. But, oh well, we'll move on. Here we got an old one. You can't even read it at all. Yep, it was an old slate stone gravestone. That is awesome. But the names, it looks like it had a little bit of carving right in here. You can't see it now. Very cool. Here's a good looking stone, and it says 1867, I believe. I feel a 7, but it's a 6 right here. So 1867 on this one. This one's going to be 1880. I'm going to say 1888 or 68. And this one here, I can see a 5. See the curve right here, and a 6, and an 8, and a 1. That's going to be 1865. It looks like a carry. So very cool stone. Here's one laying over. We'll see if we can lay it up. Let's see if we read anything. Hold on a minute, guys. No, it's going to be unlegible. You can fill up letters right in here, but you can't see them. We're going to leave it up out of the dirt. I think that'd be more respectful than leaving it in the dirt. So we're going to leave it up, guys. All right, let's move on. Here we got a note one. Now this might be one long video. I don't know that I'll do two. See how it's cracked? You'll never probably ever be able to read this one. Actually, you can read the word die real good. And Lois, but you can't read the date. This looks like a 7, and that looks like either a 2 or something, because it's shaped like a 2, and that's an 8. I can tell what that is, but that would be 1827. So I'm not sure on that one. I would not say, but that stone is pretty old looking, as you can see. Very cool. All right, guys, I want to jump on down. All right. Here we got another veteran. This is going to be a Lieutenant Charles. He died in 1868. Very cool. And I'd say these is wore down because we're on the canal over here. See the water, guys? We're right at the water, and it flooded down in there and caused a lot of problems for a lot of the graves. That's what the man was telling me. This one here we're not going to be able to read. It's not going to be legible. But we're going to move on. We got more to see, guys. Okay, this is going to be another one. It's a good looking stone, but the writing is right here and wore down. Man. Oh well, we'll move on. Here we got one that's broke off. And you ain't gonna be able to read it either. It was right here on this side. Right here's a couple of letters, but it's wore down so bad. Let's see if we can see anything on this one. It's a good looking stone. Reminds me of the old milk cans. Yeah, it's got it writing on this side. It's gonna be 1851. Right on this one, 1851. Very good looking stone though. It's fixing to flip though. I wish they'd fix it before it flips. Considering this is right at the city, they should be able to fix these. I don't see why they couldn't. Here's one that died in 1868. Can't read the name. It's right up here. It says Sam, but there's another person down here. Sam died in 1880. I want to say 81, the way it feels to me. But there was Sam and somebody. And it looks like Sam died in 1881. I mean, not 81, but yeah, 81 or 51. I can't really tell exactly what it is. I'm going to say 81 because it looks like an 8 to me. But anyways, we'll move on, guys. Here it looks like we're going to have another veteran. It's going to be Anthony. India Wars, 1856 to 1940. Very cool. Veterans, getting them graves. Being able to read this is good. Here we have Thomas Allen, right here. And then we have some people that's buried here. This is a newer grave. This is one I've not seen. This is kind of different. I've not seen any like this one. It's going to belong to Joseph. And he died in 1835. I'll be darned. I see they had 1835. You know, that's pretty old. Here we got a good looking one. I don't know if we're going to be able to read it. Nope. It's a good looking handshaking one. Too bad you can't read it. That's a nice looking stone. All right, guys, we're going to move on. You know me, we don't waste too much time, we just move on. All right, here we got another one. Looks like they died, I wouldn't say for sure, but I'm gonna say 1824, and the reason why I say that, there's the 1, there's the 8, here's a 2, and that looks like a 4 to me. So I'm gonna say 1824. This one I can't see nothing on. I don't even see an indentation on that one. This one looks like 18, maybe 35, because there's a 5 right there. I don't know that number for sure, so I'm not 100%. And I can't read it on that one, or even see it. I'd be afraid to say on this one. And I'd be afraid to say on Margaret here. I believe that name's Margaret, but I can't read it that well to tell. All right, here we got Jonathan. These little stones are usually pretty good as far as holding up their metal. It don't have a date on it. It says at rest. Very cool. Usually they have a date on these right in the middle of that plate right there, but this one does not. So we'll move on. Here you go. JT. Looks like he died in 1901. Here's a good looking stone. And again, it's leaning, and look how much it slid over, guys, where the moss is. It's going to slide right off. But he died in 1886. That's what it looks to me like. There's a name right here, but I can't see it enough to tell. And I see a 61 on the end, so I'm going to say 1861 on this one, but I'm not 100%. All right, guys, move on. This is one like I've not seen yet. This is totally a new one to me. I've not seen any like this one. And it's going to be right there where that moss all is, and we're not going to be able to read it. But that shape of that stone is the first one I've seen like that one. Cool looking stone, though. See, they're trying to prevent some of the flooding down there now. They're down there working in the creek and trying to unflood it down there. I don't know if they had graves down or not. This is kind of up on the hill. There is one right down there next to the fence, so may have been. I don't know. But we're going to be going down there soon. Okay, here's another one. Not going to be able to read too well, but you can see just a little bit of writing right there below the hands. Good looking stone, though. I think we got that one. So we're ready to move on down, guys. We are ready to move on down. I'm making sure there ain't none over here in the grass. And here's the 360 of where we're at. There's the city in that tan building right there. That's how close they are to the cemetery. And here we go, guys. We're going on around. But we're heading on down here to look and see what we got. I'm going to say this is a gravestone for somebody, but you can't read it. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to say 100% because I do not know. But it looks to me like a stone for somebody. I may be wrong for saying. And the reason why I say that, because here's another one, and I believe that's a stone for somebody as well. Because it's square. And some of these stones, see right here, there's a stone for somebody, and it ain't too great looking either. Here's another one. The stone is gone. Here's one that the stone is fell apart. And the writing would have been right in here. And we cannot see nothing on it. Here's the next one. Pretty old looking. It's got a date of 18. It's either 76 or 26, and that looks like a 2 down here at the bottom. It looks like it goes like that and 2. So I almost say that's 1826, but I wouldn't swear. But that's a good looking stone. Okay, here's an old one, guys. I ain't seen any out while I've been out and about like this one. And I don't know if we're going to be able to read it. He died in 1857, but look at that stone, guys. This is the first one I've seen like this since I've been doing this. Look at that. That is awesome. Looks like a piece of furniture instead of a headstone. Very cool though, but it is leaning extremely bad. Let me back up to show you. And you can see how much further it's going to be before it breaks completely off. And that's sad because that is a good looking stone. I'm not going to get underneath it. This is the back side how it's wore. But I'm not going to get under that because it looks to me like it could possibly fall at any time. But I just wanted to show it to you. There it is. Here's another one that's wore down and that's flipped over and just laying there. So we got a bunch more over through there, guys. I ain't even started on that. I'm just trying to finish up over here. Next, we got a veteran. And it's going to be MC Furlong. If I pronounce that wrong, please forgive me. But he died in 1864. All right, guys. And next we got one right here. And I'm going to try to pull it up and see if you can see anything, because I can't see nothing. But there it is. Very cool. And this one is wore down too. Probably ain't gonna be able to see much on it. It's either 30 or 81. But that's this one. And it's gonna be a George. I can see the name George at the top right there. You can make out George. And this looks like 1881 to me. Very cool. All right. We are moving right along. And this one is right here. And we're having to work around a rock. So I don't know if you can see it or not. It is right here. And it come off of right here, guys. And I can't tell the date or nothing because this is in the way they put it in the ground. It looks like they might have put it in the ground, but they put it in backwards where you can't read it. There it is. All right. Here's another one that's missing. Here's one that's, I don't know what's going on with this. I never seen a block like that one before. I don't know if it's settled or what, but you ain't gonna be able to read that one either. There is some broken ones in here, guys. Just to let you know, if you ain't seen them by now, there's definitely some broken ones. Here's another one. I can't tell exactly who it is. It looks like another Sarah or something, but I can't tell anything much about it, guys, but there it is. And you can see how tore up it is down in here and how wet it is. And here's the next one, guys, and you can't read it, but it was another concrete like type stone, and it's broke off and went there, and the writing would have been right in there. All right, guys, we're gonna move along. Yeah, see, they're trying to reroute the creek and trying to fix the flooding problem. But so far, it don't look like it's working for them. Okay, guys. Here we got I'm not sure exactly, but they died in 1866. Right in there, if you can see the 1866. And it's Frez or Frank or something. I can see the F, and that's about all I can make out myself. All right. We're gonna move right along. See, there's a few out here by the fence, so we gotta go the whole way to the other end of the property just to check it. And they do have a fence around the whole thing. It's a slow cemetery. It is locked. They let me in, and I have to lock it back when I'm done. This one you can't read. Here's one that's just so far shattered and gone. It's just gone. Here's another one that's come off of its mount. It looks like it might have been a military, but you can't really tell. But it looks like the shape of the military stones. Looks like yeah, it is right here. Right there would have been the writing, guys, where my hand is. See the letter R, and that would have been right there. All right, we're gonna catch this one right here while we're here. I may have to start a second video if it gets too long. We'll see. Here's one that died both of them died in 1877. The stone is down on the ground and flipped over, but it's still legible where you can still read it. That's cool. Here's another one that's missing altogether. It is gone. We won't waste no time there. We'll just move on. Next one's going to be another veteran. It's going to be private, FC Back. And he's buried right here, and he died in 1878. He's going to be Civil War. Very cool. Here we got another one that's broke off. You ain't going to be able to read it, but it would have been writing there about where it's broke and on up. Here's another one. This is a good looking stone. Starting to show wear and the writing is gone. But overall the stone itself is held up pretty good. Very cool. Okay guys, this is our next one. And another shattered and broke one. I can see a few letters there. It says FA. And then it's got like a little design of a bug right here. And a flower or something right there. If you guys can see the little designs in it. This would have been a beautiful stone at one time. It's got a beautiful heart here. And it broke off right there. But all the pieces is not here. See right here's a piece of it. It says NO. Another whole piece is missing. I don't even see it. That's why I said when they break off, eventually they could just get chunked. And that's sad, because it is somebody's marker. Alright guys, we don't think we're going to be able to see anything on this one. No. We'll move on. There's another one. The writing would have been right in here. You can fill a D, that's about it. It would have been right there. There's another one that's shattered and gone. That's all that's left. Oh, let's turn over. It's on this side, it's gonna be the writing. It turned one piece backwards. It just says LP born, B-O-R-N. And then it says he was born in 1806. That might have been when he died. It says 1860 right there where I was rubbing, if you can see it. I'll pull the camera down closer where you can see. See the 18.6 and the 0 right here where my finger is? I'd say that's when they died instead of born though. Here's a different one. Not going to be able to read it either. It's very old. You can see what's left of it. Here's another one that's broke off that they made out of just concrete or rock, and they just break off and they don't last. Here's another one that's broke all to pieces and just stacked up. Here's one that's still in the ground. They didn't even pull that one out. See how square that is? That's somebody's stone that they've lost because of this tree right here. This massive tree. Probably wasn't massive when they planted it. It was probably a twig, but you can see now after 100 years you got a monster tree. But all right, we'll move on. And they've cut a few out. You can see the stumps crossed. They've had to take a few out. Here's another one that's missing altogether. Here's one that's stones laying flat. Just broke off and laying down. All right, guys, we're gonna move on. You got another one missing right here. I was coming to see if it might be in front of it. No. Oh, wait a minute. No. That's going to be an infant. So this was an infant grave right here. Right where I'm at was an infant grave. All right, guys. Next, we got another military. And it's going to be WHS something. Simpson or something like that. And I'm not sure what he was, but there is his stone. Very cool, guys. These next two are pretty neat coming up. They're having a time beating on something down there. I don't know if we're going to be able to read anything on them. Them are different and neat looking stones. Look at them, guys. Look how neat them is. That one looks like it says 1800 to me, but I might be wrong. You can read the name a little bit. Here's another one that's just laying flat. But that's pretty cool. Very cool. Here's another broken one like the one we've seen with the heart at the top. I'd say them was beautiful stones back in the day. Okay, we got another one that's missing. Would have been right there. Got another one broken here. You can catch a few little letters that way down at the very top, about 2 inches down from the top. You can see some writing. And the rest of it would have been, trying to check it out, it's so crumbly. I want to say the way it's shaped, I want to say it was on this side right here. Because I feel like a letter right there and right here, but I'm not sure because it's right at the break and it's all crumbly. See how it's crumbly and cracking? So I'm going to say I don't know. All right, guys. I'm going to move right along. You do have one here that's missing and broke. Then you got one here with a little bit of writing on it. And I don't know if we can tell you anything about it or not, but we're going to pull it up there. There it is, guys. Here's the next one. That's what it says. All right. The next one's going to be a veteran again. Right here. And they died in 1836. See that 36? Very cool. He was only, I don't know, 53 or something. And here's another stone. Someone died in 1864. Very cool. Here we got another veteran. Right here. Right there. We are moving right along, guys. And this one's missing part of the stone up top, but it does have where they died in 1843. Right there. Right there my hand is. There it is, guys. All right. Looks like there's nothing down in there. That poor little baby grave was pretty much off by itself. But we're going to move on. Here's a neat little area. Somebody had this fixed up at one time. Somebody died in 1862. Another one died in 1871. Right here, guys. Mary. And then Albert, the son of Hinman, died in 1834. And then someone else died in 1849. Very cool. All right. We got a round one. Hadn't seen a round one in a bit. Here's one that died in 1875, Edward. And if these are stones, which it's looking like, I don't know. He said there was some in here that was unidentified, basically, is what he told me. There was just some militaries and some of them military and that buried families and stuff here. That's what the guy told me when he's let me in the gate. So I'm not sure. I think we done this one, but I'm not sure. No, I don't think we did, Frankie. He died in 1858. Then you got Julia. She died in either 51 or 81. I'm not going to say. Then you have James. He died in 1865. And that's all that's on that one, guys. All right, here's the next one. And the writings, I see some writing right there, but I can't tell who. And I think that's the only name that's going to be on this one. It is. All right, now we'll move on up. We'll get these three, and then we'll jump in the next row. We ain't got much more. Here's a private 3 U.S. I don't know how you pronounce that. Anyways, he died in 1863. All right, guys. Here's another one. And it says, my husband, but I don't know when he died. That was a neat little stone. Oh, I bet it's for him, Marvin Smith. Or Martin. He died in 1872. All right, guys. There ain't no more down there. So we're going to move this way. All right. We are moving right along. Here's one that died in 1877. Very cool. And this is about the only flat one I've seen so far that we've been able to read good. And you can see it there. It's going to be Eleanor. And it's 1851. I had another stone that I could not read all of them except for Eleanor. That was pretty cool. Here we got Thomas. He died in 1876. And that's a good looking stone. That one's held up great. I'm gonna have to come around these flowers, guys, before I can get the other name. Here we got T.H. Thompson. And I don't know if it's 1865 or 1805. I'm gonna say it looks like a 0 to me, but I mean, it could be an 8. I'm not sure. You guys let me know what you think on that one, because I'd be afraid to say. And that's the only 2 names that's on that one. Very cool. Here we go, guys. These are the metal ones. These metal ones always hold up good. You can always read them unless someone tears them apart or the wind tears them really bad. But here's one that died in 1883, Jane. Then you got this one, died in 1854, right here. And then you got one that died in 1853, Lewis. I think you might have one more. No, that's what it's going to say on the last side right there. But here's the date on this one, guys. Wait a minute. Most of them have the date down at the bottom. This one don't, but the last name is going to be Brown. All right, guys, I'm going to move on. Here we got one in the ground. I can't hardly read what it says. I'll just let you see it and read it. That's what I'm saying. There could be some in the ground that he said some do not have writing on them. He did tell me that when he let me in too. So I'm not sure. Well, this is a nice stone. You read that one good. Very cool. All right, guys. And this just has names on them, and I'll touch on them. Friends, right here, and right here. And we'll get this one. Here's a private W.H. Wright. He died in 1893. Very cool. It's good when you can read one. Here's another flat stone. Looks like they died in 1868. David did. And here's a little stone. And we're not going to be able to read it. But the writing would have been right in here somewhere, and it's wore down. Them white stones like that, I don't know what they're made out of, but they wear down bad. Here's another one of them that is broke off. You can see the piece down there, and the writing's right in here. See how they wear? Can't hardly read them. And if they start cracking, it's gone. You can't read nothing. All right, guys, we'll move on. Here's one that's kind of different. I've not seen any stones like this one. That's kind of different. And the date looks like it's going to be right in here. I can feel some writing. In fact, I can bring up a letter. That's a 0. And I'm not sure what this is. But this is a 0 right here. It's got a whole circle. But I can't tell who it was or nothing. But the name's up here. And then it said something and born. And then it had a date. And then the date, the other one's right in here. It's right in there, guys. But you ain't going to be able to see it. But anyways, we tried. Here's a big old stone. Not sure what it was. Looks like it had something on it. Let's flip this up and see what it says. Here we go. I'm going to bring that up so you can see what it says. And hold on there for just a second. All right, guys, we're going to move on. That was on that stone right there. And that's a big stone. All right, we're going to move on. All right. It's got just a name there, and you can't read anything. That's probably going to be the only name that we're going to be able to see on it. Yep. Well, no, there's some writing right in here, but you can't read it. It ain't legible. And that one's starting to split too, so it's going to break. Here's 1851 on Roman. Good looking stone. And it's been busted and repaired, but it's fixing to crack again, it looks like. Here's another one. Looks like 65 on Jacob. And it's cracked and busted and been repaired and fallen back apart again. Right in here. Very cool. Here's another one that's been broke and put back. And the writing's right in here. On 18... It looks like a 19, but I'm not sure, guys. I wouldn't swear. And this one's 1852. I can see the 5-2 right here. So that one's 1852, and Sarah was 1835. And this one's 1870, it looks to me like, on Elizabeth. And I'm not sure on the name on this one either, and it's looks like 1860. All right, here's our next one, 1821. That is a 21. And that's going to be another George. I run into a name George a lot in the cemeteries. And I don't know who this is. Whitey something. 18 something. I can't tell what the rest is. Got two more, guys. Here's this one. Not going to be able to read it. And here's the other side. We're not going to be able to read it either. All right, we'll move on. Here we got Daniel Chambers. He died in 1876. His wife died in 1902, and Richard died in 1870. Very cool. All right, guys, that's going to end it from this location. If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, share, like, leave me a comment. Let me know that you're watching and enjoy the content. And hold on a minute, I don't think I got these. James, 1884. Here's another big one. 1869. 1868 on Henry. 1869 on Hannah. If I got these before, guys, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I did or didn't. Here's a good looking one, but you ain't gonna be able to read it. And then our last one's a William, and he died in 1890. All right, guys. Again, hit the like button, leave me a comment. Thank you for watching. All my subscribers, thank you very much. Appreciate you. And peace. We're out of here.